by Meagan Thee Stallion. Meagan has had a crazy 2020, from dropping Sugar earlier this year and a lot of fan praise, to the incident with Tory Lanez a few months ago. With everything going on, Meagan still has managed to focus on the music. How's the new album Good News? Here's our honest review of Good News by Meagan Thee Stallion.
Meagan Thee Stallion.
Mm-hmm.
Good news. I'm pretty sure you were like, this is good news when I sent you the link to the album.
Yeah. I was like, okay, she dropped the album. Good for her.
Yeah, good for her.
I'm serious. With all the messes going on, she's still dropping the music.
How you feel about this album artwork, man?
I thought it was interesting. I kind of was off-putting by just the placement of how they got the newspaper and the photos, because it just kind of looked all mashed up. Like, this don't look like a room, but it's all right.
Yeah, it looks like a picture from the newspaper splashed on top of a whole bunch of articles about Megan and about black women and everything like that. So that's the vibe I get. It's a nice shot, like the red hair and everything like that. Almost looks like she's inside of a box.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
looks like you can see the faint aspects of a box. The flow of this project, I can sum this up very easily. This is twerk music.
Would not argue with you at all at that. It's twerking. Music for the twerkers, as Bang Bang would say.
Yes. Highlights. Well, first of all, I just want to say I love the energy that she started off the album with on the Who Shot Me joint.
Were you expecting that?
No,
I wasn't.
That's why it caught me off guard, because I was just like, oh, we starting out shooting at Tory Lanez. Like, okay, calling them all types of pussies and bitches. I was just like, damn, Tory.
I mean, I was just like, yo.
I know you was sensitive as fuck. I mean, I knew it. I've been telling you, man, he got that short nigga energy. I mean, fortunately for me, I don't. But he has that short nigga energy that he has this huge ego, and you can hear it all throughout the song. Anyway, highlights. Let me continue. Freaky Girl featuring SZA. I love the sample of Adina Howard, Freak Like Me. It's a real cool vibe on that one.
Yeah.
Go Crazy featuring 2 Chainz and Big Sean. I thought it was a really interesting combination. 2 Chainz had me laughing. I gotta admit, he's a very, very funny guy. Girls in the Hood. I actually do like the flip on Boys in the Hood. It's got a nice, cool flip to it. And Crybaby featuring the Baby is actually really good. I thought she had me. I palmed my face and laughed at her very last line. Like, always keep this nigga crying. That's why my pussy probably so wet. And I was.
Yeah. It's hard, right? It's just like, okay.
A movie with Lil Durk wasn't that bad either. That I thought that was actually pretty good. And Work That. If I'm not mistaken, that's a joint where they sampled Juvenile Rodeo, aka R. Kelly Bump and Grind remix. But yeah, those are my highlights.
Yeah, man. I wasn't expecting the album to open up with Shots Fired. When it did, I was just like, all right, this is how I'll be doing this. I thought it was appropriate just to get that out the way and go right to the, music for the twerkers. So she got that out the way. I think that she did a good job, kind of like taking that element and just, flipping it towards her narrative. And I thought she was actually spitting some bars. So I was just like, yo, this is pretty dope.
Were you laughing at Tory?
I'm not going to laugh, man. I ain't going to laugh.
No, not laughing at Megan, laughing at Tory.
I know. I ain't going to laugh at Tory because, listen, I'm personally just like, yo, I'm tired of this.
She was literally lifting him up and tossing him.
See, you egging this on, not me. I'm done with this situation. I need them to handle this out privately so we can just get over this shit. Okay, I'm done with it. Freaky Girls was pretty dope. I thought it was a dope collab, and like you said, I like the sample as well. Work That, I thought that actually had a really dope beat to it. Go Crazy. I really love what Big Sean brought to that. I just really love this flow on it. Don't Rock Me to Sleep, I actually thought it was cool because it was like something different than the rest of the project. She brought a little different vibe with it, different tone, and the subject matter was just a little bit slightly different than what we're normally used to hearing. I actually appreciate it Outside too, and I'm with you. I like Girls in the Hood, and I actually like the Don't Stop track with Young Thug.
Did it surprise you that Young Thug knows who Krang is?
It is funny. It is. But like they play this nonstop on the radio.
Oh, they do.
So
Okay.
maybe that's part of the reason because I've heard it so much. But it's just something about her flow and her cadence on that song that is just so catchy. It's just really dope. And I actually don't mind what Young Thug brought to that joint. Usually I'm annoyed, but I thought his tone and mannerisms was appropriate on this style of track. So yeah.
As far as highlights, I do want to add Circles. She sampled Jasmine Sullivan, Going Around in Circles, produced by Missy Elliott, which also sampled Lauryn Hill, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
I can't remember what the original Circles sample, but
Okay.
it was sample on top of sample that she sampled. Lowlights. So, shots fired. I didn't like the drum pattern added to it.
Oh no.
It changed the whole vibe of the record to me. It felt a little off. Not her rapping to it, but the drum pattern they slapped on top of the Who Shot Your beat. It was just like, this is somewhat awkward.
Okay.
Do It on the Tip. It is not for me.
It's not.
It's called Do It on the Tip, but when you turn it on, she's saying do it on the dick. Okay. Let's see what else. Body. Oh my goodness. This gave me a headache.
You don't like Body?
Body, yaddy, 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 yaddy. I was just like, oh my God.
The video's kind of dope. I ain't gonna lie.
What is it, twerking? The whole video?
Taraji's in it.
Twerking.
Who else? It's a whole lot of celebrity appearances and stuff and like that and stuff. It's just, I like how they did the video.
I just don't like the yaddy, yaddy, yaddy.
As soon as I heard it, I was just like,
it's twerkathon.
It's twerk music, man. It's
twerkathon. Let's see. What else is up here? Intercourse wasn't that bad.
Yes,
Don't Rock
was.
Me to Sleep was different, but it just didn't do anything for me. And as far as I'm still not a huge fan of the Savage remix, even though I thought they both did their thing. I never really, I don't know. I like the regular version better, actually.
It's got played out for me.
Beyonce did kill it. I just like the
did.
regular
It was
version.
just
I think
played out.
Megan did better on the regular version than she did on the remix. And there's this other thing that, so I feel like Megan's cadence is kind of like overdone. Like she does it a
Really?
lot. Yeah. I'd almost put her in the realm of the Baby, where I feel like she uses the same cadence a lot and doesn't really change it up a lot. And then the album is somewhat light on content, and
Oh, of
even when
course.
she does give you some content, it feels like it was kind of like blink and you missed it because you're too busy twerking, and your knees and your hips are tired by the time you get to track number 10.
Wait till you see that Body video. I think they was tired after that video.
I'm under the impression now that when I hear there's some hot girl shit, I should just skip to the next record. And I think she says that on every song but 2 or 3.
I get you with the Baby kind of reference, although I feel like, I don't know, I feel like she's made it her own. That's a highlight. I know we on lowlights, but I think she's made the flow her own. And
Oh,
it's-
for sure.
And it's kind of like, I feel like it's appealing for her. I don't think anybody else can do that and it'll sound good. Let me give it to Do It on the Tip, like with you, man. I had to skip the track. I couldn't. I got to like 1 minute and 20 seconds, and I couldn't listen to it, just because it ain't for me.
It ain't for us.
It ain't for me.
It's for the women.
About 90% of this project is not for men. Okay. What else I wanted to get on? Movie, I couldn't stand it. Intercourse, I could not stand it. The thing about this project, I get it. It's for a certain crowd, aka twerkers, and it gets that job done. But when it comes to content, as far as you're trying to judge a full album, we got 17 tracks full of the same repetitive idea. And you could have easily got this down to a good 10 tracks. And that's when it comes to me. Like, don't get me wrong. I know this is not supposed to be super lyrical, all this other stuff like that. I get what this is aimed towards. But I feel like there's too many tracks on here. And you don't need 17 tracks for twerkers. That's just my opinion. But I get it. She wanted to give her fans a full album, and she did that. But if this album was for me, I don't know how much I could play this over and over, because it's literally hot girl shit all over and over and over and over. But that's just my thoughts on it, man. It's just a little bit too much of the same.
Final thoughts, man. If you're looking for something for your girl to get her twerk on, you put this on. If you want something for your girl to do it on a tip too,
Oh, chill out.
this is the perfect album for that.
Oh, shit.
If you're just riding in the car chilling, this and you're a guy, this probably ain't it for you. You
But if
know what I'm saying?
Might want to attract the women, man.
You might, but I don't feel like this is the album for that either. There's another album I could recommend that we're reviewing. But aside from that, though, does Meagan have talent? Absolutely. Is she dope? Absolutely.
Yes.
This album, I just don't feel like it's for men, and it's like that's a rare thing for me to say. You know, I like listening to a lot of female rappers, and this is one of the ones where I can clearly tell. I mean, unless you a dude that like to twerk. Then you there you go.
Yeah, right about that. I mean, yeah, Meg's talented, man. I really like. I just like her energy and her tenacity because you know, I feel like, you know, in spite of this year that she's had, she's been going at it the way that she wants to go. You know, and you know she's got all the support that she's needed, and that's great. But when it comes to an album like this, I just feel like it's oversaturated with the same idea. I feel like she got some good music in her criteria. Like, I feel like she excels at this music. It's just a little bit oversaturated, and it could have been toned down a bit. Because when you listen back to this second time, especially this is not my taste of music, it's just kind of hard to get all the way through it when it's the same thing over and over.
Final grade, man. Look, I'm gonna make this simple. I'm gonna give it a dash. Partially because it's not for me. Partially because I can tell it's not trash. It's just not the type of music I prefer to listen to. But like I said before, if you want to get your twerk on, riding on the tip, all of that stuff, this is the album for it.
Yeah, it's going to be a dash for me. But shout out to Meg, man, because she's killing it. You know, I just love the moves that she's making and just keep on going. Yaddy, yaddy.